down on or in a child's pose. So bring the knees nice and wide apart, big toes to touch, and we'll let the body fold forward into a child's pose. So if you know where you're going, let's go there now. Otherwise, big toes to touch, knees nice and wide, and we fold the body all the way forward. So slide the hands out and down the mat. We bring the forehead down onto the mat. Maybe take a little side to side here, letting everything start to settle. Taking a couple of nice big breaths here. So the knees are wide apart to give you space for the belly to expand. If you find your forehead doesn't come all the way down to the mat, you may want to bring your hands just underneath your forehead to provide a bit of support for your neck. So wherever we are, we want the neck to be supported here. I want you to really feel the belly expand as you breathe in. So if you find you're breathing into the chest, try and encourage that breath to come all the way down into your belly. And then from here, maybe walking the hands over to one side, getting a stretch through the side of the body. And we'll walk our hands all the way over to the other side. Take your time to get there, maybe noticing how the two sides might be a little bit different. That's perfectly fine as well. And then bringing it back to center. And from your centered position, slowly start to come all the way up to all fours. We'll take a little round of cat-cow here. So inhale, let's look up, dip the belly, and then exhale, rounding through. Beautiful. Inhale, dip the belly, look up. Exhale, rounding through. Beautiful. Inhale, dip the belly, look up. And exhale, rounding through again. Beautiful. Inhale, dip the belly, look up. And exhale, rounding through. Beautiful. Coming back to a neutral spine here. And let the spine fall down, chest fall down, shoulder blades draw together. And push away, so little shoulder push-ups here. So just working a little bit of mobility here. If you've got any shoulder issues, just stay strong and centered here. Otherwise, we'll take 1 and 2 more. 2, come back to center. Holding strong here, we'll push our right foot back on the floor, stretching out through the calf here. Beautiful, really pushing that right heel back towards the back of the room. Taking 1 or 2 more breaths here. And then from here, inhale, we lift our left hand up towards the sky, reaching out in front. Inhale, lift that right foot off the floor. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale to lift. Exhale, knee to elbow. Really brace the core here. Inhale to lift. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale to lift. Exhale, knee to elbow. Awesome. 1 more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower down to the mat. Beautiful. Let's come on to the other side. So we'll lift up through our left leg, push that out to the back of the room. So take a bit of a stretch through that left calf. 1 or 2 more breaths here. And then inhale, lift that right arm up. Beautiful. Inhale, lift left foot. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, lifts us back up. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale to lift. Exhale, knee to elbow. Keep the belly drawn in towards the spine. Inhale to lift. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale to lift. Exhale, release it back down to the mat. Beautiful. From here, tuck the toes under. Walk the hands all the way back. Take a little stretch through the toes. Beautiful. Walk the hands all the way forward. Give the feet a little bit of a massage out if you like. Awesome. From here, slowly crossing over those heels. Bring it round to a comfortable seat. And we'll start to warm up through the core a little bit here. And warm up through the legs get a bit of movement through the legs and hips here. So coming back into our boat pose, we're going to slowly lower all the way down towards the mat, however you get there. Nice and slow and supported. No rush. From here, pushing the right foot up towards the sky, left leg comes out long. Feed that strap or towel or belt over your right foot, so over the ball of the foot. You're going to pull the ball of the foot back down towards your face and keep the leg quite straight here, getting a stretch through the hamstring. And then as much as you can, avoiding any walls and that kind of thing if you can, we're going to let that heel drop out to the right hand side. So you're getting a stretch through the groin, stretch through the hamstring. I've obviously got a wall here, so I don't have as much room to move as what I would maybe like. So just bring that foot down to the right hand side as much as you can. Keep the left hip on the floor. Taking 2 or 3 more breaths here. And then coming back to center. That foot points straight up or heel points straight up towards the ceiling, and bring it over to the other side. So getting a little bit of movement through the hip here. So that hip might lift off, the right hip might lift off the floor. You're coming into a bit of a supine twist here. Taking about 2 or 3 breaths here. Coming back to center. Change over feet here. So just loop that left foot through the strap, release the right foot, stretch the right leg out long. From here, bring that strap into your left hand if that works for you. And let's release that heel, release the leg down to the left hand side. So the right hip stays on the floor here. You can use the right hand to hold it there if you need. Taking about 2 or 3 more breaths here. And then inhale, bringing it back to center. And let's take that supine twist over to the other side. So if you've got a wall or anything in the way, maybe shuffling out of the way if you need. So the strap might switch over to the right hand here. Beautiful. Feel the stretch through the outside edge of that left hip. Feel it open out. And coming back to center. From here, slowly release. Pop that strap off to the side. Give the knees a hug in towards the chest. The hip should feel a little bit more open now. Beautiful. Take a little rock and a roll. We're going to come all the way up and around and over. Back to all fours. Travel through your all fours position and push all the way up to down dog. Beautiful. Take a little walk out here. So bend one knee, push the opposite heel down. Belly draws in. Beautiful. From here, bringing the feet back to center. Lift up through the heels and walk the feet forward to the front of the mat. Beautiful. Taking it into a ragdoll pose. Maybe take a little sway from side to side. And release the hands down towards the mat. Slowly rolling all the way up to stand. Take your time. When you arrive, roll the shoulders over. Inhale, arms to rise up overhead. Clasp the hands up over the head, and I know I've turned into a talking head here. My head's cut off by my webcam. Beautiful, hands come up overhead, and we're going to tilt the body over to the right hand side. So keep the hips facing forward, keep the glutes and belly, core engages. Beautiful, slight tuck under of the tailbone. One more breath here. Keep the head facing forward. Inhale, back up to center. And then exhale, drop the hands, shoulders over to the left hand side or to the opposite side. Beautiful, taking a couple more breaths here. Shoulders down away from the ears here. Beautiful, inhale to lift back up. Exhale, hands release down by your side. Take one roll through the shoulders. Inhale, lift the hands up. Bring them back and around to the back. Hands come in by your hips. Push the tailbone down. Tuck the tailbone under slightly. Engage the glutes. Elbows draw back. And slowly let the shoulders sink down. And chest comes up and to the front. Beautiful, taking a little baby back bend here, taking 2 or 3 more breaths here, squeeze the shoulder blades together, engage the core. Inhale, lift up, lift the hands, and exhale, take a forward fold here. Inhale, takes us to a halfway lift. Exhale to fold, plant the hands, stepping our right foot back long. Drop the right knee down. Inhale, lift up. Scissor the legs together, getting a little bit of a stretch through that right hip flexor. Take 1 or 2 more breaths here. Exhale, hands release down towards the mat. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, straighten that front leg, getting a stretch through the hamstring again. Inhale, fold it forward, look up. Exhale, bring the hips back. 1 more. Inhale, rolls us forward. Look up, plant the hands, and step it back to down dog. That's it. 1 breath here. Inhale, rolls the body forward to a high plank. Lower to the knees if you like for this first round. And exhale, we lower all the way down to the mat with control. Inhale, little cobra. Exhale to lower. 1 more. Inhale, cobra. So light through the shoulders. Exhale to lower. Plant the hands. Pushing back up to our down dog. Shoulder issues, you can stay in all fours instead of coming all the way up to down dog. Taking a breath or 2 here. If you're in down dog, you may choose to take a couple of rounds, or if you're on all fours for shoulder reasons, you may choose to take a couple of rounds of cat-cow here. Inhale, lift up to tiptoes. Right knee draws into the chest, step it forward, however you get there. Knee issues, keep right knee over the heel. Inhale, lifts us up to a crescent lunge. Beautiful, belly draws in here, tuck the tailbone under slightly. Little bounce might help with your stability. And exhale, hands release down to the mat. Inhale, steps us forward, half lift and fold. Inhale, rises all the way up and exhale to fold. Inhale, takes us to a halfway lift, shoulders draw back. Exhale to lower. Plant the hands, stepping left leg back. Beautiful, left knee lowers down. Inhale, lifts us up. Scissor the legs together, getting a nice stretch through that left hip flexor this time. One more breath in. Exhale, hands release down to the mat. Look up. Exhale, straighten that front leg, toes draw up. Beautiful. Inhale, rolls us forward. Exhale, straighten the front leg. One more. Inhale, rolls us forward. Exhale, brings us back. Inhale, rolls us forward. Plant the hands down. Step it back. Down dog or all fours. Beautiful. Inhale, rolls the body forward. Articulate through the spine here. Option to lower to the knees if you like. Exhale, lower down. Low plank or all the way to the mat. Inhale, take your little cobra or up dog. Squeeze the shoulders back just to where you can. Exhale to lower. Tuck the toes under. Plant the hands, pushing all the way back up. Down dog. Take a breath or two here. Inhale, lift up to tiptoes. Draw that left knee in towards the chest. Reach it all the way through and step. Give it a helping hand if you need. Engage the core, engage the glutes. Lift up, crescent lunge, slow and controlled here. Shoulders come down away from the ears here, so we don't want any of this up near the ears. Bring them down, give yourself space to move the head. Take that little bounce if you need for stability. Work a bit of strength through the legs. And exhale, hands release down to the mat. Inhale, steps us forward. Take a halfway lift and fold. Inhale, lifts us all the way up to stand. Hands to heart. Let's go one more round here. Inhale, arms to rise. Exhale to fold. Inhale, brings us halfway again. Exhale to fold. Plant the hands, stepping back, right leg. Right knee lowers. Inhale, lift up, scissor legs. So right knee comes forward, left heel pulls back. Exhale, hands release down to the mat. Beautiful, bring it forward. Or bring the toes up and back, hips come back. Beautiful. Forward and back. So taking a little bit of a flossing action through the hips. One more time. Lucky last. And exhale to bring it back. Inhale brings us forward. Plant the hands, step it back. Take it to down dog or all fours or straight to high plank. Coming through your flow here, high to low. Cat-cow is always your option, or use the knees if you need. Up dog, legs are active here. Exhale, back through to down dog. Beautiful, taking a couple of breaths here. Shoulders draw down the back to create space for the head and neck to move freely. Inhale, lift up to tiptoes. Maybe release that right heel off the floor. Exhale, bring the knee to the nose. Hover it through and take that nice big step. Draw the belly in and engage. Lifting all the way up. Nice and stable. Wobbles are welcome though. Embrace what your body is doing. Take another breath in here. Exhale, hands release down to the mat. Straighten through that front leg. Take a little mini pyramid before we step forward. Beautiful. Take that halfway lift. Roll the shoulders back. Exhale to lower. Inhale lifts us all the way up. Hands to heart. Beautiful. Inhale, lift. And exhale, release. Inhale lifts us back up halfway. Exhale to fold. Plant the hands and step left leg back. Left knee lowers down. Inhale, lifts us up. Scissor those legs again. Left knee draws forward, right heel draws back. Working some strength here. Exhale, hands release down. Chest comes up and straighten through that front leg. Beautiful. Inhale and exhale. Beautiful. Inhale and exhale. Let's go one more. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, rolls body forward, tuck the back toes under, and from here we step it back. High to low plank, take your cat-cow or use your knees if you need. Inhale, up dog or cobra, working strongly here. Exhale, back through to down dog. Taking a couple of breaths in here. Inhale, lift up to tiptoes. That left heel might lift off maybe. Keep the hips level, knee to nose. Stepping it through. Beautiful. Inhale. Straighten through that front leg a little bit. Then bend it again. Lift up, crescent lunge. Nice and strong here. Strong and stable. Beautiful. Exhale. Hands release down to the mat. Maybe a little straighten through that front leg. Step it forward. Take your halfway lift. Shoulders draw back. Exhale, lower. Inhale. Let's rise all the way up. Hands to heart. Taking a breath or two here. And move on to a little bit of flow. Then some balance and come back down to the mat. Inhale, let's lift up through the arms. Exhale, folding all the way forward. Inhale, takes us to a halfway lift. Exhale to fold, plant the hands, stepping right foot back, followed by the left. Come straight through your flow. Inhale and exhale. Beautiful. Inhale, that right leg lifts up to the sky. Exhale, bring the knee to the nose, hover, step it through, keep the hips lifted, use the tiptoes of that back foot. Inhale, lifts us all the way up. Wobbles welcome. Take a little bend in that back knee. Taking a couple of breaths in here. Exhale, open it out to warrior two. Beautiful. Inhale, flip and reverse. Exhale, back to center. Reach from the hips. Exhale to side angle. Beautiful. Inhale, rise, flip and reverse. Exhale, windmill all the way around to the mat. Straighten that front leg. Maybe step the back leg slightly forward, coming into a pyramid pose. So you can have your hands down towards the mat. If you need a little bit of support, you can have them on the shin or even on the thigh, depending on where works for you. We're going to try and keep the back nice and flat here, so no real curve through the spine. Keep the back as flat as you can. Taking a couple of breaths here, stretching through that hamstring. Beautiful, and then plant those hands down, stepping it forward. Take a halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, lifting all the way up, hands to heart. Inhale, arms to rise. Exhale to fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Plant the hands, stepping back. Left then right. Take your flow, whatever that looks like for you. If that's a cat-cow, do that. And exhale, back through to down dog. Lift through the belly. Inhale, let's lift that left leg high to the sky. Exhale, bring the knee to the nose, hover, use the tiptoes on the back foot, stepping it through. Plant your feet nice and stable. Inhale, let's lift up, crescent lunge. Exhale, open it out, warrior two. Inhale, let's flip and reverse. While I swallow some hair. Exhale, come back to center. Reach from the hips. Exhale to side angle. Inhale, let's rise, flip, reverse. Exhale, windmill all the way around to the mat. Step that back foot forward part way. Take your pyramid pose, so keep the back fairly flat here. Spine is straight and long. Remember, hands can come to the shins or to the thigh if they need. And honor the two sides. Your two sides might be different here. That's perfectly normal. Beautiful. Inhale, let's lift up. Step it all the way forward. Take a halfway lift and fold. Beautiful. Inhale, arms to rise. Exhale, hands to heart. Let's build on here for this second round here. Inhale, arms to lift up. Exhale to fold. Inhale takes us to a halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Plant the hands. Step it all the way back. High to low. Inhale and exhale. From here, inhale, our right leg lifts up. Hips stay level. Exhale, knee to nose, hover and stepping it through. Beautiful. Inhale, lift up, crescent. Nice and stable here. Exhale, open it out, warrior two. Inhale, we flip and reverse. Exhale, back to center, reach to side angle. Inhale, rise, flip and reverse. Exhale, windmill back to warrior two. Building on here, changing it up, we're going to add in a half moon pose so that that back leg float off the floor. That right hand comes down towards the floor. So coming into a little balance here. Lift that back leg up as high as you can. Taking a breath or two here. Slowly bend that standing leg. Bring that back foot down about 3/4 of the way down your mat. Tilt the hips to face forward and coming straight into that pyramid pose that we came into before. So keep the spine long here as much as you can. My back foot is pointing out at a 45-degree angle or thereabouts, whatever's comfortable for you. My hips are facing forward. Beautiful. From here, I'm going to keep that front leg quite straight. Lift up into a standing split so my hips stay facing down towards the floor. One more breath in and slowly release down towards the mat. Inhale, take a halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, rising all the way up. Beautiful. Exhale, hands to heart center. Beautiful. Inhale, arms to rise all the way up. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale takes us to a halfway lift. Let's do the same on the left hand side. Coming down, plant the hands, step it back. High to low, take your flow. Honor your shoulders. If you need to go cat-cow, let's do that. Back through to down dog. Inhale, let's lift up through the left leg. Exhale, bring the knee to nose, step it through. Keep that front knee over the heel. Protect your knee joints here. Inhale, pushing up. Work strength through the legs here. And exhale, open out, warrior two. Take a breath or two here. Inhale, let's flip and reverse. Exhale, come back to center, reach forward. Exhale to side angle. Beautiful. Inhale, let's rise, flip and reverse. Exhale, windmill around, back to warrior two. Come through there, straighten that front leg slightly if you need. Float the back foot off the floor, coming into our half moon. You might even have the back toes just tapped on the ground if you need help with your balance. Taking a breath or two here. Work strength through those ankles. Exhale, slowly release that back foot about 3/4 of the way down the mat. Pivot the hips to face forward. Coming into that pyramid pose. So your back and spine stays fairly straight here. Taking just a couple of breaths here. Beautiful. From here, hands plant onto the mat. Lift that back leg up. Hips stay facing down towards the mat. Standing splits. Exhale. Slowly release it down to the mat. Halfway lift and fold. Inhale, rising all the way up. Hands to heart center. Beautiful. From here, let's go into a dancer's pose. Getting a little back bend here. Inhale, arms to rise up. Exhale, release left hand down towards the mat. Lift that left foot up. Grabbing the big toe side of the foot. So my thumb is in contact with my big toe here. Brace the core here to keep yourself supported. Brace the glutes. And then kick into that hand, coming into a little back bend. You might be here, that might be as far as you come. If you want a little bit more, you can come with me, tilt the body forward. If you want more yet again, you can even start to bring that right hand down towards the mat if you've got the room. My hamstrings are feeling a little tight and cranky today, so I don't think I'm going to make it all the way down to the mat. Inhale, slowly start to lift back up. Slowly release, hands to heart. However they get there. Taking a breath or two here. And we'll change over hands. Inhale, arms to lift. Exhale, right hand comes down towards the mat. Lift up that right foot. Maybe noticing differences between the two sides already. Beautiful. From here, tuck the tailbone under slightly, kick into that right foot, or right hand, sorry. Just take a little bit of a tilt forward here if you've got the space, option only. Otherwise, just hold with your little baby back bend. Option to start and reach the hand down towards the floor. Once again, noticing if the two sides are different, perfectly normal. Inhale, slowly start to reach back up and release. Hands to heart. Take a little sway from side to side, release through the ankles. Inhale, arms to rise. Exhale, folding all the way forward. Take a halfway lift. Exhale to fold, plant the hands, stepping it all the way back to down dog. You've got an option to take a final flow here if you would like. Inhale, lift up that right foot, bend the knee, open through the hip. Bringing that knee around in a nice big circle. Bring the knee to the wrist, ankle to the opposite wrist. Maybe sink that back leg back a little bit. I'm going to walk the hands up, get a little bit of an opening through that left hip flexor. Maybe come all the way up if you can, brace the core. And then exhale, slowly start to fold it forward into a pigeon pose. So getting a nice opening through that right glute. Take another couple of breaths here. Bring the hands back to the mat, pushing back up. Tuck the back toes under and we'll lift it back up to down dog. You've got an option to take one last flow or just hold it here in down dog. Or even if you want to work a little bit harder through the shoulders, if you want a little bit of shoulder strengthening here, option to come down to a dolphin pose. Beautiful. In your dolphin pose, you may choose to shorten your dog a little bit, holding it here. Option in your shortened dog to lift one leg up at a time for a little bit of an inversion. Or just hold it in your down dog. Couple of little options here. Taking one or two more breaths here. If you're in your dolphin pose on your elbows, coming back up and meeting us in down dog. Inhale, we lift up through our left leg, bend the knee, open through the hip, keep the shoulders level. And round in a nice big circle. Bring that knee to the wrist, ankle to the opposite wrist. Settle in. And then from here, we lift up, maybe get a bit of an opening through that hip flexor on the right hand side, and then we fold it forward. From here, inhale, slowly coming all the way up. Push into the hands, drop that left hip down towards the floor. Spin the feet out towards the front of your mat. And then from here, slowly release all the way down onto your mat, however you get there. Taking a little windscreen wiper from side to side. Taking one last option for a little inversion here. So that may be a happy baby. It may be a legs up the wall for something a bit more restorative. Or it may even be a shoulder stand if you know where you're going with a shoulder stand. I'm going to take the legs up the wall option tonight. I'm going to take this for about 5 or 6 breaths here. So this does require a little bit of core activation here to hold your legs in place. If you do have a wall or something nearby, you may shuffle your hips around and just put your hips up near the wall and feet straight up the wall for a little bit of support as well. Taking whatever option works for you. Keep the shoulders down on the mat, shoulders relaxed. And then slowly start to release down. Release the legs out nice and long. Coming into our final pose, Shavasana. We release the body here, taking a few nice deep breaths, letting the body settle onto the mat. Maybe closing down the eyes if that feels comfortable. And slowly bring a little bit of movement back into the fingers and toes. If you're ready to move on and get on with your evening. Otherwise, feel free to rest here a little bit longer if you would like. If you're moving on, slowly rolling over to your preferred side. Taking just 1 or 2 more breaths here on your side. And then slowly rolling up to a comfortable seat. Once you arrive in your seat, maybe bring your hands to your heart center. My quote for you tonight is from Bruce Lee, who said, "Always be yourself, express yourself, have faith in yourself. Do not go out and look for a successful personality and duplicate it." So look after yourself this week. Bringing your thumbs to your forehead maybe. Expressing gratitude to yourself and to all the others who've shown up tonight as well. Thank you for joining me today, guys. Have a lovely evening, whatever you've got on. If you've got any comments or questions, please feel free to stay on. I'm happy to answer any questions you might have. Otherwise, have a lovely evening, guys, and I will speak with you soon. If you're around the weekends, I do take the Saturday and Sunday yoga classes as well, so I'd love to see you there. If not, enjoy the rest of your week.